Hello everyone, and welcome back to Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. Now, in the last episode, we basically managed to get to this little house, and we fell, and we went from being a very capable warrior to being next to useless. So this is apparently going to be how the game goes from this point on, is that because of this fall, Henry has lost a lot of the capabilities that he would have gotten from the previous game. Now, I did mention I wasn't super pleased, maybe, about this particular choice. We knew this was going to happen. We just didn't know exactly how. I don't know if I like the fact that we fell and then we just, lost our ability to do... What are you doing? Okay. And we just lost all of our ability to do everything, even though we only really were, like, asleep for maybe a day. So it was a pretty big fall, but they kind of underplayed it. Anyways, so I did mention also in the last episode that this may hopefully be the end of the prologue, and what I decided to do, after the episode ended, I decided to play a little bit longer on my own, but I just started a new game, and I went through and basically got to this point, and then I went a little bit further while skipping all the cutscenes so we can watch all those together. And it does seem that this is the end of the prologue, basically. So from here on, we will basically be able to make our own choices. We have a little bit further to go here, but basically I just wanted to make sure if there's going to be a lot of cutscenes, then I will just be quiet during those, if it was going to be a whole lot of them. But if they're not super majorly narrative intense, then I probably will do a little bit more commentary over that this time. Additionally, we do have some decisions to make once we get a little bit further. I will talk about those later. And another note, I did notice when I was playing back the recording from the last episode that there was some little bit of issue with the UI. So basically when you scroll, there is some blurriness. I think I mainly got rid of some of it, but there is some blurriness, and that's on my side. I don't know if it's the game intentionally doing that. I think it is. But there was also an issue where it would get blotted out. I think I have resolved this. Let me know, but basically when you stop scrolling or when UIs stop moving or anything like that, it will kind of do this blotting out kind of thing. And I think that's just from the bitrate. I'm not used to playing 3D games on a recording, so hopefully it is a little bit better from this point. Now, otherwise, I did change just slightly little bits of graphic elements, so hopefully everything runs just a little bit smoother. It's not too bad though, so either way, I think, did we do our washing already? We did not. Okay, let's do that. And I also did find the alcohol. It's right here. Some weak savior schnapps. So if you're new to the game, basically savior schnapps, it's an alcoholic beverage, but it also, if you just drink it, it allows you to save your game. Now, if you're also new to the series, or yeah, this game series, there is also now a save and quit button. I think that already existed. I don't remember exactly, but either way, it is there. So if you don't have savior schnapps, you can still save normally. But basically, you have this save game button, and that is only usable with savior schnapps. So that is something to keep in mind. Now, we already robbed this guy, and Henry is already feeling quite hungry. Now, we're going to take the spade. We're going to need it later. I think I already stole all of his stuff. Did I pick up his sword? He has a sword here. Let's take that.
By the bastard who cuts up Sir Hans.
And I'm also going to take this over here. It's a work axe. And that will be completely important later. Now, additionally, I did actually install a couple of mods, so I will be linking those in the description. One of them I need to actually make a change to. Otherwise, it's going to be a little bit too OP. And yeah, I don't want you guys to have to watch that. I don't want it to be too over the top, so I will actually be right back in just a moment once I have fixed that. Okay, and here we are back. So basically, the reason I wanted to do that is there is a little bit of a mod that increases your gathering speed and gets rid of the animation that you do when you gather herbs like this. It was a little bit too high. It was like 25 times, so you would gather in like a big radius around you that just doesn't even make sense. But I do not want to have this tedium in case we do gather herbs to make money. It is a decent way to make some early game money, and it just takes a while, and I don't want to make you guys watch through all of that. So we are going to have it increase, but we're not going to have it super ridiculous. It's about 5 times right now. And like I said, I will be adding these into the description if you want to use them. I also did a little bit of a reshader. Maybe you've already noticed it, but Kingdom Come and Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 here, they have like a little bit of a yellow filter to them. I don't know how else to put it, but this is basically a shader that makes everything look a little more lifelike. I think it looks very nice. And otherwise, the only other one that we have is like a no intro, and I believe that's it. I believe that's it. Oh yes, and we do actually have one that gets rid of the fog of the war on the map, which is just a big cloud. I think it looks pretty ugly is the only thing. I don't mind unlocking stuff, but I just think it looks bad. And otherwise... Oh yes, and we do have one other one that is basically increasing the amount of random encounter NPCs. So we may see random encounters that you find on the road. We may see those going up to around 16 people at once. So that may end up being super interesting as well. Now we're going to go ahead and eat, because Henry has been feeling quite hungry for a while. And I also did change the overall volume settings a little bit. I didn't really test this too much before the first episode. And so I had to edit it a little bit in post.
I did what you asked.
So it may have looked, or it may have sounded a little inconsistent. Hopefully that is improved this time.
I had to pour a whole Lethean potion into you last night. That's what I call medicine. It can either put a dead man back on his feet, or make sure he never gets up again.
That's my favorite kind of medicine, the kind that either kills you or completely heals you.
Lucky.
I will. But what about Capon?
Well, he's less lucky. That brute really knocked him about before Hans beat the life out of him.
Is there any way I can help? I owe it to Capon, and I want to do whatever I can.
You owe him, all right. I've got a bit of that Lethean potion left. It ought to work wonders on him, same as on you. But I can't just give it to him now. First, we have to deal with that fever. The best and fastest remedy for that is chamomile decoction. Luckily, it ain't too hard to brew, but we'll need some fresh sage for it. And, of course, chamomile. You ought to be able to manage that. You've got young legs and eyes, and I reckon a bit of a stroll would do you good.
That is actually probably true. Now, I know about herbs, how do I recognize? Now, one other thing, people may have been kind of yelling at the screen if they are fans of the series already. I didn't go through all of the dialogue options. I also didn't really explore during the prologue. There was actually a little cavern behind that that dice table we used where you could have gotten a free dice. But basically... As long as nothing has changed, you get speech XP just for going through these dialogue options, so it is a good idea to go through as many of them as you possibly can.
Petals with a yellow center. At the back of the hut, there's a footpath leading up to the rocks. You go along there till you reach a sort of small meadow. You ought to find both of them there.
Great. I'll be back in a jiff.
All right. Seeing
I understand. Maybe I...
It doesn't look like this is... Oh, okay. It is kind of... It's kind of going to let us go through some of this stuff.
Trouble.
Some of this is just kind of flavor text.
If it's a dirty job, is the least I owe you.
Well...
For the most part, I want to at least hear most of it. But
where should I put him?
This right here in
grab
particular.
Grab the spade by the dung pile and bury him.
Yeah,
When you head... And when you're done, I'll sort...
All right.
We're just going to be burying that brute and basically gathering a little bit of sage and chamomile. And we just go up this what? Like I said, this game just looks amazing. I just I'm going the wrong way. I'm doing that on purpose. Just take it in, right? All right. I'm not gonna sit there and make you do that for too long, but it really does just look amazing. Alright, and this is
Purple
the
flower.
sage. As you can
Sage.
see, we
There
are
we go.
gathering in a radius. That would not normally really be the case. We're also going to pick some of this nettle, just because nettle is very... Oh, I'm sorry, got it? Okay. Just because nettle is usually abundant, and pretty much all these herbs and stuff like that, they all sell for, like, the same price. So, just gathering a lot of them, anything that's in bunches, like
That's it.
chamomile,
Chamomile. Right.
chamomile,
I've got all the herbs I
and
need.
things like
So back
nettle
to
are
Brazena
usually
on the
bunched
double.
together.
The sooner Hans gets that remedy,
That is
the
usually
better.
an easy way to gather a little bit of gold. Or Groschen. Groschen as it is called in this game. Let's see, is there anything else in the immediate area here that we can gather before we head back? A little more chamomile. And I think that's probably it. We'll head back now. Take another little look for more nettle. Okay. We'll go ahead and head back then.
If
What's
happened,
going
it was
on
Ennis.
here?
I should have some weapon at hand, in case there's any foul play.
Do we have a weapon? Yes, we have a hunting sword. Now, do we want to use that or the work axe? It's actually... Okay, that's not quite as good. It's actually still pretty good on the swinging, though, and I would like to use the heavy weapon just because that is the character we are going for here. Now, do we have everything equipped that we can equip? It looks like we do. We want to be ready because I think I'm going to try to take both of these guys out, if we can make that work.
Don't try my temper, crone. It wasn't a broken
So I think what we're going to do, we're going to actually... Hopefully everything just continues. We're gonna hide over here. Hopefully he will come up this way. At least one of them. If we can take one of them out on their own, then we don't have to fight two at the same time. Now, now I did wait, but they are still talking, so I kind of want to see what they're... Oh, they're actually identifying me here.
Told us the truth from the start. It's your own doing. And what happened then? Where's that pair? Two awful things will get nasty.
Okay, is she telling them about us? Those bunny ears tell me that they're actually kind of identifying me. Okay, so they can kind of see me. It's not good.
Noble, you say? Then you better get his lordship fixed up. Then we'll take him with us. You'll forget you ever saw him or us, and you'll keep the roof over your head. Get to it.
Wait, is she selling us out? I think she might... That's not good. I hope that's not what just happened. Is he already coming up? Shoot! Ah, no.
You're a dead man.
Hopefully the other guy doesn't come. He didn't seem to call him. Oh, don't even need to worry about defending. This guy isn't very good. He does have a mace, though. Oh man, that guy should definitely be dead. How are you still alive? Not no more. Alright. He didn't even call his buddy. Wow, I screwed up the... This is the thing, I'm not very good at stealth in these games. Which is why I decided not to even bother trying to go for a stealth character. We'll take his bludgeon. Should we use this bludgeon instead of the axe? Ooh, that is actually very, very good. We may just put the work axe over here for now. We probably won't end up using it again. Okay, now we'll just go and run this guy down. Huh? Oh, well, I already used up all my stamina doing that. Oh, he's running. Get out of here. I was gonna run you down and take all your stuff, but it's honestly fine.
Getting mixed up in all sorts of nonsense at my age.
Did they hurt you?
No, but I think they would have if you hadn't come along.
Who do you think they were?
I don't know what you heard, but when they turned up, they found that dead fella and recognized him as one of theirs. So, they must be with that brute who caught up with you here yesterday. Look here. I almost got slaughtered twice in one day on account of you two. God be praised that my Pavlena wasn't here. Heaven knows what they'd have done to her. So, I'd like to know why all this is happening. Your friend was talking in a delirium in the night, saying you was knights. But if you two are knights, then I'm the Queen of Sheba.
Well, I must bow to your ladyship. Sir Hans is the young lord of Leiper and Perkstein. I'm Henry of Skalitz, son of Sir Radzig Kobyla, and I'm his bodyguard. We were heading to Trusky to deliver a message from Sir Hanish of Leiper and Margrave Jobst to Lord von Berghoff. But we were ambushed by bandits yesterday down by the pond, and you already know the rest. And as God is my witness, we're no bandits. I swear to you, I'm thankful to you for saving us. And I'm sorry it caused you trouble.
Well, you sound sincere, so I'll take your word for it. I hope I won't live to regret it.
You won't. I promise you.
Promises are made to be broken, but thank you for dealing with them.
Sure. No need for thanks. What about Sir Hans? How's he doing?
He's holding up, I'd say. I treated his wounds, and I'll change his bandages shortly. But what he needs most now is that remedy. Have you got everything for it?
Here. Chamomile and sage, like you said.
Excellent. Now to brew the potion from them. I gave you two the last of my supply during the night. But fresh is best anyways. It's a shame my daughter Pavlena ain't back yet. She'd get it done in a jiffy. But we'll just have to manage without her. But you can do it too. It ain't nothing hard. My eyes are so bad, it'd take me all day. But at least I can tell you how to go about it.
Me? I thought you'd do that.
I will not. It'll be done.
True enough. Well, I've been at the alchemist bench.
That's grand. And not to... I have a book here with the recipe.
I can read as well. I'll take the book just...
Of course.
Alright, so she is going to want us to brew now. Let's go ahead and come in here then. This little alcove. And this is alchemy.
Everything's prepared. There's an alchemy bench in the alcove.
Yep.
Go to it and we'll get started.
Oh, okay, I have to actually start. That makes sense. So hopefully this is a little bit better than in the first game, because it was kind of annoying to have to actually
now find the recipe for chamomile
deal with alchemy most times.
And
Okay, so
remember what you have to do.
We'll need wine, 2 handfuls of chamomile, and a handful of sage. So that's actually pretty easy. So the first thing is always to go for your base, which is wine.
You have to pour the right base into the cauldron.
Pour some
Choose
wine.
the right pitcher from the shelf on the left.
And now we need...
What
do we
did you
set the
pour in there?
Wine, of course. Like it says in the book.
Glad to hear it. Now try moving the cauldron over the flame. So you know how it looks when it starts boiling a bit.
Okay, so now we move the cauldron over the fire.
Hear that bubbling? It's boiling. Remember that well. For most potions, you just have to simmer the herbs for a bit. But sometimes you need to get it good and hot. So you have to get the fire blazing under the cauldron using the bellows. Try fanning it with the bellows to get it boiling.
Okay.
It's boiling. To keep it going, you mustn't stop with the bellows. If you want to cool it down quick, take it off the flame.
So take it off the flame.
Try it. Move the cauldron up. Good. Now we'll start with the brewing. Get all the herbs that you need ready. The ones
we'll
you
set
picked.
chamomile.
Put them there on the shelf.
And sage.
So you've got them at hand.
And escape. And
all right.
now it's
Let's
2
get
of
to
chamomile.
it. First, throw 2 handfuls of chamomile into the cauldron.
And a second one.
Before you put it on the flame, turn the sand glass so you know how long you're brewing it. It's got to be exact. Every grain of sand counts.
Typically, I always move it down
When
first
the
and
sand
then flip.
has flowed out, That's 1 turn. That's how long you have to boil the chamomile. Move the cauldron to the fire and wait
Yeah, okay.
until it
So
starts
that is what we're
bubbling.
supposed to do.
Then turn the sand glass. As soon as the sand runs out,
And then you just wait
take the cauldron off
and
the
watch
fire
it
again.
and move it up. And I don't know how much this actually matters. I think it affects the quality, maybe? Why
Ain't
can't I
that
move it up?
enough?
Okay, there we go.
Take the cauldron off the
I
flames.
don't know if I had to rehover or what that
All
was.
right.
Okay, now it's
Now,
sage.
take 1 handful of sage,
Grind it with the mortar and pestle.
grind it with the mortar and pestle, and drop it in the cauldron.
So as you can see, it is a pretty easy process to do alchemy. However,
you
it
ground
is
it?
rather tedious.
Now, drop it in the
it's rather
cauldron.
tedious.
You don't have to boil it anymore. All you have to do now
Prepare our file.
is decant it. Get a file and pour it in.
And there we go. Now,
Done.
that entire pot
Now,
fits in
let's see
one
what
file
you brewed.
because why not, right? Actually, I think technically you can make multiple files. Yeah, okay, so 3. We managed to get 3 files from that one file.
Here it is.
Well, now, judging by the smell, I'd say you brewed it perfectly. Thanks for your help, Henry.
Happy to help.
This should help Hans get better. I'll take care of it now.
All right. Is there anything else I can do to help?
Well, if you feel up to it, I'd be right grateful to you if you was to rid me of that damn corpse what's lying there.
Sure. I'll do the best I can.
When you're done with that, go get some sleep. You won't miss anything, and you need the rest after everything that happened.
Okay. Now, let's take this dead guy down to the river.
Ah, shit. Oh, my shoulder. Oh, this bastard's hard work. I'll put him down somewhere for a while so I can start digging.
Okay. And... oh, not loot. Put you in this grave. You know, you may have been a little bit of a jerk, but we are still going to bury you properly. Because we are good Christians. Good Christian people. Now, let's go. Oh, hey, there's a boar right there. I have been seeing these roaming around. They seem friendly too. What's up, dude? Hi. They're very friendly. So now, is there anything that we can do? Got rid of the
Well,
corpse.
God, thank
Yeah,
you.
this is just gonna be more
When's the
flavor
last time
text.
I ate something?
We'll
Hans,
check on you.
can you hear me, friend? Christ. In the end, you bore the brunt for both of us. May all the saints watch over you. And over Bajana, too.
Oh, we can pray for him. Learned prayers. Okay. Let's see what this is.
Lord God Almighty, look down on a poor sinner and hear my heartfelt prayer. Protect Sir Hans and don't let him die. Just as he didn't let me die. Preserve his life. Because he's a young gentleman. Brave and just and a good Christian. And look down on Bajena too. And let her save Sir Hans. And deliver her from all evil. And grant her grace. Because she herself is merciful and didn't turn us away in our hour of need. Amen.
Oh, well, that was nice. And he just says,
Amen.
That's a perfect timing for that. Henry, please stop.
It's empty.
Can't eat from this. No. Okay. Actually, I took some food, I believe. We'll just eat that then. We'll eat a couple of apples. Get our nourishment. You want to keep your nourishment as close to 100 as possible. You don't want to go over 2, which you can do. You can go over, and that'll get you over full, which is something you also don't want. So we'll just Well, okay, so we went over a little bit. That should be okay though. So we'll sleep and save, and we'll sleep through the night if it'll let us. We'll sleep to 5. That's 12 hours, but we need our rest. We are a injured person, and we're gonna get another cutscene. Oh,
A sword
okay,
such
we're
as
getting
this
some
will bring
flashbacks.
honor to its bearer.
True, Sir Radzik. If I'd have had its like back in Nicopolis, things would have worked out differently.
Where's my fucking sword?
And I found it. Everything I take now will be mine, and I plan to take everything.
Rotten hell! Ugh.
Why would I miss one sword?
Because it's the last one my father forged, and I promised him I'd deliver it to you.
The stronger dog fucks the bitches, and war is a nasty business.
Where's my fucking sword?
You know what? I think I'll keep it. As a memento.
This isn't over. I'll find you!
Yeah!
Don't disappoint me.
Wake up, Henry. It's past sunrise.
Hallelujah. I thought you'd never wake. Were you having a nightmare?
Bad dreams. You must be Pavlena, right?
That's right. I came in the evening while you were asleep. Ma told me what happened to you. Then I helped Ma take care of your friend that night?
Hans? He's alive. How is he?
Have no fear. He's alive, all right. Maybe too alive. Ma knows what she's doing, and that's the truth. I reckon she could bring the dead back to life. She said she dosed you with the strongest remedies she knows, and it looks like they did the trick. On that other fella for sure. Since he came to this morning, he hasn't stopped talking.
Yeah, that sounds like him, all right.
And what about you? How do you feel?
Definitely better than yesterday. Thanks.
That's good. Ma will be glad, but I heard you yelling in your sleep and went to check on you. Bad dreams?
I dreamt of Istvan Toth, a villainous, murderous whoreson who stole my sword. The last memento I had of my father, and I swore to get that sword back and avenge my parents.
Oh, that oath must be serious if it even torments you in your sleep. Dreams shouldn't be taken lightly. They can have real meaning, however hard they are to understand. What strikes you as the most important part of your dream?
What's the most important part of your dream? Well, he's obsessed with the sword, but is that's mainly because of his actual father. At least in this, because we are actually not really so much of a swordsman in this playthrough. We're gonna say
Without
my
a doubt.
father.
I hope his soul and Ma's find peace.
Dreaming of a dead parent is confusing. It could mean you cling too much to the past, and you ought to find a new path. But I think it's a good thing he's more important to you than that murderer.
Thanks, Pavlena. I never thought of looking at it like that. It's a lot to think about.
You're welcome. But remember, it's only my reading. The only one who can really understand you is you yourself.
I expect you're right. So in the end, all the hard work will be on me. But this is all too much heavy thinking at once. Right now, what I need more is a little sunshine and fresh air.
Aye, that's the best remedy for many ailments. And a full stomach will help too. Breakfast is on the table, and I've got something else for you too. Come along, and we must save Ma from the clutches of his lordship.
Alright, and I guess we do also have some perk points now. Let's see how much this actually works. Like the old... Okay, yes, it looks like... Yes, there is a list of various perks that you can actually get. Now, is there... Okay, there is ones for skills, and there is ones for combat. So we are going to need to decide how we want to do this. Wait, what is going on? What's going on there? Is there... Why is it like that? Hold on just a minute. You guys apparently can't see that too well? Okay, maybe I just needed to move over again. Okay, that is a little bit weird. I don't think that I have ever seen that. I guess you can be slightly over. I don't remember the previous game being like that. Okay, never mind. I thought I messed up the resolution or something. Okay, so one of the best ones I remember, at least for the earlier game. Let's see if is it even here? Oh, maybe it's under, let's say, survival? No, oh, leg day. So if you, in the previous game, you wanted to make a point of gathering like everything because you needed the money. I think we're only hopefully going to need to gather right at the beginning. And it looks like we still have some pretty decent skills. This is definitely better starting than the previous game that I remember as well. We have 7 strength, 6 agility. This seems pretty good, which means we are probably going to be fighting a lot better people as well. So actually, maybe I stood corrected a little bit. I thought that we were just going to be sent all the way back to 0 because of a fall that we had, which didn't make a lot of sense to me, but this actually kind of does. You know, we've gone through an ordeal, and now we are less powerful overall, but hopefully we can gain that strength back in time. That does make sense. So it doesn't start as 2-0 entirely. So leg day could be good because basically whenever you collect herbs, you also get a small amount of strength experience, which can definitely be good. But it doesn't look like we can get that yet. We need level 10 in survival. So for right now, do we want sell herbs, game, hides, and trophies for double the price? That could be good if we're going to do some hunting as well. Night training. Melee attacks from horseback will cost you 15% less stamina, and it will be harder for enemies to unseat you. That seems very good. Cobbler's kit repairs, yes, so you basically have to repair all of your equipment over time. Or you have to keep buying new ones, or you end up having a lot of really damaged gear that is basically useless. Additionally, because you know pouches and satchels as well, you have a +1 bonus on the thievery skill if you pick pockets. Now, I haven't decided if we're going to do really any thievery. I think we will do a small amount, but I'm not going to be going and stealing from everybody's houses all the time. It's really too easy to end up getting caught, especially in this game from what I understand. You can even more easily get caught just because of people deducing that you committed a crime because they saw you. So I don't know if we're going to be doing too much of that, but the cobbler's kit efficiency seems like it would be very good. We also have 11 total perk points that we can use here. So I'm just going to take another look through the rest of this other stuff, but that seems like one that we're going to want. Okay, this also seems very good, all of these. Basically, it makes it so if you repair your own stuff, that they will be more efficient. Now, if you sharpen a weapon on the grindstone, are we going to be doing that? I mean, if we use axes, then potentially. But if we're using a mace, do we really need to sharpen our mace? I actually do not know. I don't think so. That doesn't seem like it would make any sense. The weapon gains a bonus effect that increases its slashing damage by 10%. Yes, I don't believe you had to sharpen maces. That wouldn't make any sense. Maybe certain kinds of bludgeon items you could sharpen. So I don't think we're gonna need that. I think we do need, though. I think this one. If you wear boots repaired by yourself, sprinting will cost you 25% less stamina, so you can run longer and go further. That seems very good. We're going to just take that immediately. For our purposes, we're going to want to move fast. So the only other one right now, carrying bodies. Carrying them will no longer... I feel like this one's going to be very niche, but I feel like it's going to be very, very annoying not to have if there are quests that are going to deal with it. Because if you are carrying somebody, whether they're dead or not, and if you're carrying them, they will basically take a ton of stamina and you'll have to keep stopping and everything. So that could be very annoying. We're not going to take it now, but we may take it soon. This one is very, very good. The required strength for all weapons will be 2 less. And in general, if you have a lower strength than the weapon requires, you will do less damage. Conversely, if your strength is higher, you will do more damage. With this perk, you'll reach that state sooner. That is an instant take for us. Required agility for all weapons will be 2, so it's basically the same thing, but for agility now. This one will be good, I think, because certain weapons that we're going to probably want may require agility. Let's take a look here. Agility. Does this require agility? I don't actually know. Min agility is 6. 4, 3. So this stuff doesn't seem to, but it probably at some point our bludgeons may end up taking enough agility for that. In general, if you have a lower agility than the weapon requires, you will find it more difficult to fight with. So it'll be a little bit more difficult on the handling. Now, Featherweight could be good to reduce fall damage, but we're just going to try not to take fall damage. That seems a little bit too much of a waste of a perk for us. Now, if you are wearing a helmet, blows to the head will cause 20% less damage. Okay. Blocks will cost you 20% less stamina, and your shield and weapon will wear down 20% slower by blocking. That is an instant take. You always need to actually block, so that is going to be an instant take. Now, Shield Breaker will be very good for us. When you hit an enemy with a heavy weapon, their armor will count as 10 lower. Ooh. Okay, so this is basically like Shield Breaker, but it's like all the time. Instead of needing to actually damage the shield, this one will just kind of hit through armor. It doesn't seem like it actually will do it to the shield, though, so that is something to consider. If somebody does have a shield, then Shield Breaker is probably better. Sundering Blow is otherwise better just for people in general. I think we're going to take this one. We don't really need any of this other stuff, so I guess we can go back, and we're definitely taking Night Training, I think. I don't know how much we're going to fight on horseback. It seems like it's going to be very difficult to hit somebody with a mace from horseback, maybe. I didn't do a lot of mace work in the previous game. Actually, I don't know if I did any. So we're going to go for it. But Saddler may have been the better choice here. And we're going to go with... Quality of bed seems way too good not to go with, because you get bonuses just for good sleep and everything. So we're going to go with that as well. And we will go ahead and take the Deft Hands. Okay. And that seems to be all we can do for the moment. How many perk points do we have left? 4. Okay. So even when we do further level ups and everything, we should be able to make use of that as well. I'm glad we got this mace so quickly. Doesn't look like the best mace. It really doesn't. And how's this axe? We can make use of this for sure.
Look who's finally up! Henry! Good morning, Henry. You have no idea how glad I am to see you. Come join our banquet in the midst of these exquisite woods.
I'm glad to see you, too. I see you're in a surprisingly good mood for someone who was at death's door yesterday.
It's all the more cause for merrymaking. Even this water now tastes like the finest wine.
Of course. I did bring it all the way from the spring.
And for that, I am in your debt, fair maid. And I'm grateful to you too, Henry. Bojena told me what happened here yesterday. That's the 3rd time you've saved my life. I suppose I'll have to give you some estate or something.
The third time? What in God's name happened the first 2 times?
Now, Henry, don't make her beg. Tell this good maiden of your heroic deeds.
Well, there was this time when me and Hans had some fisticuffs in the tavern, and for punishment, I had to accompany him on the hunt.
And I shot a boar.
And made it mad. And when Hans chased after the wounded animal, he got caught by a Cuman patrol.
Humans?
They come from somewhere in Hungary. Sigismund brought them here to Bohemia as mercenaries. They're a very dangerous bunch.
I told you about them, though. The fellas in the tavern in Zheleov were saying there's some foreigners like that camping in the rocks down by the pond.
What?
It's just what I heard.
Whoa, that's all we need. I hope they don't turn up here. What could us two do alone against them?
What could they want from us? But if they did come here to rob us, I'd shoot enough arrows into them to make them think twice. But the thing I want to know is, how did it end up with young Sir Hans?
Well, as I said, they took him captive.
Well, there must have been 10 of them. I hadn't a chance.
You must have been seeing double. As I recall, there were 2.
That just proves how well you can count. Besides, they were armed to the teeth and had bows and armor. It might as well have been 10.
Whatever. Anyway, with a bit of luck, I managed to free Sir Hans.
Why the modesty? You got them. Maybe a stroke of luck, but as we know, al dentes.
Fortuna juvat.
See now, you've finally learned it.
What?
It's just this kind of motto of ours. Fortune favors the bold.
Maybe they're really telling the truth about who they are. Who but a lord or a priest could know Latin? And priests they ain't. I can tell.
And as I recall, you already got a pony from Uncle Hanush as a reward for saving me. Your pebbles. So I'll save myself a few groschen.
But you never gave me anything for Talmberg.
For Talmberg? What was that about then?
The foe took the castle by subterfuge, and we planned a counterattack.
Under the cloak of darkness, we scaled the mighty walls of Talmberg Castle to get inside and open the portcullis to our brothers in arms who were poised and ready to attack.
And we almost succeeded. Only, along the way, Sir Hans here took an arrow to his noble seat.
Seat? He got shot in the backside.
My upper thigh, actually.
Backside it was. But that's no joke either. It's not easy to run with an arrow stuck in your arse. If I hadn't carried him...
I admit it, you saved my arse.
Well, now, you two have been through a thing or two. As far as I can tell, it really was his backside and not his thigh. I examined Hans and saw the scar for myself. But I reckon you paid off part of your debt the other day, sir.
True enough. Hey, how did you manage to get the best of that cutthroat the other night when you hauled me here?
To be honest, by a stroke of luck. We were fighting outside, but that fucker got a hold of his falchion and let me have it in the guts. I thought I was done for, but I groped around and found a pail and whacked him with it with the last of my strength. And luckily, I hit him a nice crack right on the noggin. Can't remember a thing after that.
My word. Fortune really does favour you. You chose your motto well.
Once we get back to Ratai, I'll have it inscribed on my shield.
Do tell. What else did the 2 of you encounter?
Quite a lot of things, but I'm afraid we don't have much time for storytelling right now. We came here on an important mission, and we cannot afford to dally any longer. We have to get to Trotsky as soon as we can. How far is it from here?
Not far. Once you climb the hill above Zheleov, you'll see the castle.
All right. I think we should get on our way as soon as possible.
I'll prepare a bit of food for you, for your journey.
Oh, Bajena, I don't know how to thank you for all this.
But I do. Once we've settled our business with von Bergov, I shall reward you as befits a knight. You have my word of honor.
Now you've got me curious. I never got a knight's word before.
For a start, you can leave me that axe and spade. We can't manage without them.
Yes, of course. And thanks for everything you've done, Bajana.
I have something for you, Henry. Ma had trouble because of you, but I know you didn't do it on purpose, and you protected her when she needed it. I want to thank you for that. Take this potion. It will help when you're in danger or don't know which way to turn. Have a little sip each time, and it'll save you a lot of trouble. You'll see. It's not all that hard to brew. With a bit of practice, you could manage it yourself.
Thanks, Pavlana. This will come
Recipe
in
for
handy.
saver schnapps.
No
I
doubt.
do not think we're ever going
we
to
better
actually
get
make
going.
our own.
Hans is right.
I'm going to try to just make enough
very
money to
glad we
not
met
have to
you.
worry about that in this,
And we're
this
obliged to
particular
you for your
game.
help and hospitality. God bless you.
I
And
did
you
a
too,
little bit too
sirs.
much alchemy in the last game,
As Henry
and I
says,
did not
may God
actually
bless you
enjoy
for
it
your
all that much. And
generosity
it
and
seems
your
that they have
healing
not
heart.
really made
And
it
you have
more
rightfully
enjoyable.
earned the gratitude
In my
of the
opinion,
House of
it still
Lipa
seems
for
to be
all
about
time.
as tedious. Can I?
If you
can I
should
take
ever
that
find
apple?
yourself in need,
Are you
the
guys gonna
doors
eat
of
that? I'll
Perkstein
take
shall
that onion
always be
too.
open to you.
Thank you.
I always
sir.
just eat entire
Though,
onions.
I'm not sure I could find the way
Oh,
to
you got bread.
Perkstein.
Okay.
Hopefully
Can I-
we'll never
can I take
need to
that
take
too?
up your offer.
Oh, and bacon. Okay, yeah.
Sorry for coming late, Ma.
We're gonna talk to you and just do. Tell me
Can
something
you tell
about
me
this
something
domain.
about these?
We're not
What can
gonna
I
go
say?
too
The
quickly
village of
through it, but we are going to
Shelioth
skip
is
a little bit
nearby,
of this.
and to the north of Shelioth,
We
there's
do
no
wanna
love
know
lost between the folks from Shelioth
Some
and
names of
Tarkov.
places, like things that have stables. That's mostly what I'm
Well, I don't
actually
suppose-
It
interested
ain't
in.
far from Shelioth, the biggest.
there
Then there's
anything with a
Nabakov,
stable?
but Pavlena knows more.
Because we're
How
going to
come you
want a
live-
horse as quickly as
Just the
possible.
way-
All right.
Now, I did kind of question if Pebbles exists in this game. I was lying. I know
What
that
about
he
the-
does.
Liam,
However,
take care
it's
now.
kind of going to be a pain to
Go and
actually
wash
get him,
up a
so
bit.
I'm just going to
You look
assume that
like
he
it.
is dead. I don't
Are you
think we're
managing
actually
here?
We don't. We mostly,
not going to actually
sometimes
try
folk.
to do that. Now,
How come you live
this is
here?
mostly
That's hard to
mostly
explain.
flavor
Ma
text.
and look,
In the future, I will probably
Is anything interesting happening around these parts?
read most of the
But-
stuff.
You got that
However,
and there's to be a big wedding.
Oh,
That's
big
the
wedding.
big-
However, most of the
You
stuff
said
right
you'd-
now,
Yeah,
I just want to get
I
through.
train
I
up
would like
there,
to play
and
the
if they'd
game.
let me take part
This
up-
has so far been almost
See you
3
soon,
hours
my
of
friend.
mostly watching things, and that's cool. I love the narrative in this game.
Good day.
However, I'm just getting kind of stir crazy, I suppose you could say. So, I would like to actually get some things done. So, is there anything else we can steal from you that you will allow us to take? Can I eat from this again? Yes, I can. Did I overfill myself? I actually did not check if we had the... okay, no, we're actually good. I think you have to get above 110, or maybe it's 125. I don't remember the exact nourishment you need in order to get over full. Okay, he's right here. Let's get going then.
Nothing against the hospitality of the good women folk here, but I want to get to Trotsky Castle right away.
Okay, so the first thing we'll probably do is talk to him
Hold on a
about
bit.
Toth.
Before we hit the
So
road,
apparently he
there's
actually
something
did
you
see
should
Toth.
know.
I'm no longer being gaslit
I have a
on
hunch that one of that
I know
band
for a fact
ambushed
it
us
was
at the
him.
pond was Istvan Toth.
Toth? Are you yanking my pizzle? He's long since over the hills
Yanking
and
my
far
pizzle.
away.
I like that saying. I know it sounds strange. You don't believe me. No, I
tell
saw
you.
him.
I saw him there.
Of course, Henry. I know you have accounts to settle with him, but that's nonsense. Toth is in Sigismund's service and is harassing his opponents. And Otto von Bergov is one of Sigismund's allies. So Toth's hardly going to attack his people. It was dark. God knows what you saw.
I saw him, the bastard, and I'll get him.
Yes, we'll surely get him one day. I promise you. And your sword, too. But I don't think either of them are around here. But I see you haven't wasted any time and found yourself a weapon to replace that sword. That's good. You never know when you might need it around here. Come on, let's get going. Your mind will turn to better things along.
Okay, wow, that's peak cinema. That that kind of it almost sounded like Kingdom Come's version of like the Curb Your Enthusiasm music.
Oh, I hope they've got a good physician at this castle. Or at least a barber. I mean, that old crone got me on my feet. But I don't believe much in herbal remedies. You can't beat an educated man of medicine.
And I can't wait to sleep in a proper bed.
And some wine!
Oh, fucking hell.
Oh, it's closed. Open up! I bear an urgent message for your liege lord. Hear me! Open the gate! I am a messenger from Sir Hanush of Lipa.
Fucking shit! Fuck! You fucking cunts! Do you know who I am?
No, we fucking don't. I am Sir Hans Capon of Perkstein, heir to Ratai.
Now, look here, you filthy beggar! I'm not here for your amusement, so get your stinking, ragged asses out of here on the double. The pair of you!
What's all this about? Why don't you send those beggars packing?
I did, sir. They say they're messengers.
I am Sir Hans Capon of Perkstein, envoy.
I heard. Nevertheless, I doubt Sir Hanush would send two vagabonds covered in excrement as emissaries. Apart from which, Sir Hans Capon is dead. We found his body by the pond. His company was ambushed by outlaws, and they were slaughtered to the last man.
Yes, they ambushed us, but we managed to get away.
Sir, we met your Captain Thomas on our way. He can testify to who we are. He saw our message and its seal.
How terribly unfortunate you are. The captain's company was also ambushed by outlaws. The captain barely escaped with his life and has been delirious for 3 days. And even if he did confirm your story, I am under strict orders to admit no strangers to the castle.
Sir, there's a horseman approaching in King Sigismund's colours.
Ah, now that's what a messenger looks like. Count yourselves lucky that I don't have time to waste on you. Be gone!
I'm getting in, whether you like it or not.
Your shitty hands off me! No, wait. Wait, one moment!
What the fuck was that?
So now what?
There's only one thing we can do.
Have you two got any groschen?
What do you take me for, wench?
For someone who stinks like a badger.
Look, we've had a tough couple of days, so we'd like a bit of peace and quiet, a beer, and a bite to eat.
Unless you want to share a bowl of gruel, you're going to need more coin than this.
Just bring the best you have, and we'll settle later.
As the gentleman wishes.
Well, she's not far off. We look like a couple of beggars, and we stink even worse.
What the fuck was all that at the gate? You try to talk to them and get shit poured on your head.
Different lands, different customs.
God's
Yeah, I have a feeling that they know what's going on.
They've had trouble
and
with
they're
beggars at
doing
the
this on
castle.
purpose.
So
I mean, they
act
are
without
on
thinking.
Sigismund's side.
Oh,
so
really?
Makes sense.
I'd never have figured that out. I'd rather hear some cunning plan how to get out of this shit. Huh?
Yeah, the very first thing we're gonna have to do is not look like.
First thing we have to do is get ourselves
not
into
look and
decent
smell
shape.
like trash.
Have a good
That is
scrub.
gonna be a
Get
good
some better
start.
clothes. Then they might believe we're actually messengers.
That's all very well, except we can't even pay our bill here. Never mind a visit to the baths and the tailor.
Service is kind of slow today.
We can't go back.
You're right. We're a pair of tramps. But we can't go back.
You're telling me?
It'd be a total disgrace.
Well, you'd get over it, but what about me? I wanted to use this expedition to show Uncle Hanush that I'm adult and ready to rule Perkstein. But now, there's no way we can go back now. Not in this state. We've got no message, no coin, nothing but our ragged arses.
Chin up. We'll sort it out somehow, and everything will be fine again.
Nothing will be fine, my friend. I'll tell you 4 reasons why. Oates, Tankard, Conrad, and Nicholas, instead of sitting here with us, having a chat and a laugh, they're just food for crows in some godforsaken hole.
Let's go back.
Go back and bury them
That's
as
the
soon
most
as we
important
can.
thing.
Yeah, as soon as possible. They were good Christians, even though it didn't always seem that way.
We'll keep the promise we made at Pagenes. The best way to honor their memory is to finish our mission. We'll get inside the castle. You'll see. We'll avenge our lads and go back to Ratai with our heads held high. I promise you that.
Audentes fortuna juvat.
Audentes fortuna juvat.
Food! About bloody time.
Here we are. Gentlemen.
What is this stuff?
Hey, there's meat in that. And there's more than you gave me coin for. When you're finished, report for work.
Cheers.
What is it?
What's that woman from the pond?
Of the one you gave us away for?
I bear that witch. Wench!
What I tell you? What are you waiting for? She can vouch for who we are. Go to her.
God be with you. A full pitcher of wine, please.
My word, that's a picture and a half. I ain't seen you here before. Who sent you? Not them nomad vagabonds, I hope.
Don't worry. I've come from the castle. I'm Catherine, and I've got the lovely job of keeping the soldiers' throats wet.
Ah, that's another matter then. Oh my. Ugh. Can you smell that too?
Oof. It stinks like something died here.
That's me.
You're the one from that pond.
Jesus, fella. That's a bit much.
Hey, youngster, if you want to go around mixing with my guests here, Go and wash the stench off yourself at the trough first. Stinking up my establishment. I
Doesn't
heard
half
some
taste
talk
good.
about your
Oh, hi.
Getting a mug
Poor
of
Captain
piss
Thomas
after a
might
whole
never
day
get
out
back
in
on
the
his
field.
feet. Him and his men were
All I
attacked
could
by
do not
bandits.
word on Betty's
Most of
head.
them are dead.
Jesus Christ!
Lord von Berghoff is beside himself and won't allow his soldiers out the castle.
Aha!
You can't
So
expect
that's
her to
why
pour
I
it
was
down
searching
the
for the
drain,
wine.
can ya?
Go and
That's
sit
about
down.
But the stuff's undrinkable. Leave it out. Once you've got through the first one, you knock 'em back like it's neck.
Sorry to bother you, but I've seen you before.
Oh, eh? I don't remember. Hold on, are you the boy that cleans the pit under the castle shitting hole?
We saw each other by that pond.
What pond? I haven't been at any pond.
Yes, you were. You were attacked there by some bandits. You, some other women, and us too.
I have no idea what you're on about. I work at the castle, and
You
I wasn't
lying.
at any pond.
Unless you got a twin, but I bet you're lying.
You were washing laundry, and these bandits attacked you.
I would
I
have
was
tried
in
the
the
skill
water,
check.
and I distracted
That's what
them from
those
you.
ones with the
That's nice
little
of you.
emblems are.
Helping
but
some
our
unfortunate girl.
skill at that is pretty terrible.
But it wasn't
so
me.
it probably wouldn't work anyways.
You're mistaking me for someone else.
Here's your wine. Is this vagabond bothering you?
I can handle the likes of him myself. Thanks for the wine. Bye.
Look, please. I don't know what's up with you, but I know you were there. I need your help. You owe me that much. But we need to get to von Berghoff, and you're the only one who can confirm who we are.
You can't get into the castle. And even if you could, that was the King's messenger. Von Berghoff is getting ready to ride out.
Shit.
If you want to speak to him, the best place would be Samin's wedding. He'll be there. For sure.
No, wait.
And don't ever lay your hands on me again!
What are you gaping at? Have you nothing better to do?
Why are you standing here like a pillar of salt? Are you ready?
What for?
To get to work. You pair ordered a lot more than you paid for, so you work your debt off, like I said.
Can't it wait? We've got coin, just not at the moment.
Oh, why? We'll pay you back when we see you again, which is never. Over there by the gate, there's a cart with sacks of flour from the mill. My old man was meant to take them into the house. But as soon as he got a sniff of work, he vanished into thin air. The second door in there, you have to... If you just chuck it, 2 men can...
All right, for sure it's left.
I like it or not. Is that...
All right,
Glad to hear. Where are you actually...
Rat-eye.
Rat tie. I ain't been further than... But I know this
What's life like here?
better now. Truth
We're
the
just
truth.
gonna
But
skip
then
some
there's a
of this.
shortage of folk.
Where can I find work here?
First, you gotta carry them, but otherwise, try Radovan. Come to mention it, and that fella next to him is Miller. You know what they say. Well then,
Is this the only tavern here?
in Truskovitz it is.
You must be doing pretty.
I'd be doing a lot
Where do you want the sacks?
to the... But I'd...
Where's the...
Second door inside the tavern.
I heard some talk about some wedding being planned here.
Ah, nobody's talking about nothing else. Young Lord Samin is marrying Agnes, the daughter of Thrush, our Truskovitz bailiff. And it's going to be a grand affair. When rich folks get married, that's a feast that's a lot different from when some tanner gets itched to a bat house wench.
Will Lord von Berghoff be at the wedding?
How should I know what his lordship's plans are? But most likely he will be. Sameen is his...
Who is this Sameen?
Can't you tell by the name? The Lord of Sameen. The fort and the village belong to him. Old Jan Sameen is the head of the family, and his son's called Olda. There used to be a rich family.
Where's the wedding going to be?
At Sameen, of course.
Could I get to...
I don't know about that. What's that?
Oh.
If you want to find out more, there's a couple of invited guests having a young Svaja there. He's...
Is that all you...
What else is there to know?
I'll go and discuss it with...
As I said, I am going to be going through most of the dialogue choices.
Coming right up.
Maybe if some of those feel completely pointless, maybe I will cut some of them out. But that's most of what's going on in this game, is a lot of dialogue choices that are basically just there for a little bit of flavor and give you a little bit of speech experience. As long as I want to actually take a look. So speech, it does look like we are getting a little bit of experience from this. So I'm going to keep doing that. It's not very much,
that woman from the
but
pond.
speech does appear to be an important part of the game.
It didn't look like she was too pleased to see you, though.
The main thing is, she denied ever being at the pond.
It's definitely her, though. You don't forget a figure like hers.
I got the feeling she didn't want to talk about it for some reason. I did get something out of her, though.
What? Don't keep me in suspense.
Von Berghoff is about to leave the castle.
Sacra! If he pledges to Sigismund before we can get to him, everything's fucked.
Calm down. Let me finish. There's also going to be a big wedding in the region. Young Lord Semine, a nobleman, is marrying the local bailiff's daughter. It's the talk of the region. It's invitation only, of course. But maybe we could wangle our way in somehow.
Why should some wedding in a shithole near Trotsky be of any interest to us?
Because it looks like von Berghoff will be there.
Oh, that's fantastic news, Henry. So all we have to do is get on the guest list. And that shouldn't be a problem because you've got a cunning plan, right?
Well, I don't exactly have a plan, actually.
God's hat, do I have to do all the thinking for us? I suppose we could stand at the side of the road and wait for von Berghoff to pass.
I'd say the wedding's a much better bet.
We'll ask the locals and see.
There's something else we have to sort out first. I spoke to the innkeeper.
I noticed that too.
We can work off our debt. All we have to do is carry a few sacks of flour from that cart to the pantry. If we both do it, we'll be finished in no time.
Lug sacks? Are you yanking my noble pizzle?
I'm serious.
I can't work. I'm a noble.
Should I go through all these? I think it'll just tick them off. I don't know if it'll hurt. Do you have any idea what you look like? Nobody will recognize. I'll just.
All right.
We'll just do it
I'm
ourselves.
glad you.
Although, a couple.
Henry, haven't you ever heard of the 3 states of man?
Would that be some aristocratic excuse?
Not so fast. It's God's law. Oratoris, the priests who pray for us. Laboratoris, the plebs who shovel shit and pay taxes. And Bellatoris, the warriors who protect the ones on their knees or in the fields. Now, which am I? So if you find me a sword, I can get to work. But wield a pitchfork or carry sacks? That's against God and nature.
Yep, I kind of expected something like that.
So, which do I belong to?
Good question. Before I'd have said you were a peasant, but it turned out that you're a noble's bastard. And you're pretty handy with a sword. And you've even been in a monastery.
I'd rather forget about that.
You're a bit of everything. But if you get your hands dirty with labour, it wouldn't be such an offence against divine order as in my case. Pure blood, noble status and that. In short, be so kind as to get to work. I promise I'll make...
I'm on it.
Thanks again for accepting it. That too. But above all, as soon as we have at least some gear, we'll head into the forest and find Mutt in a truck. Although, if you think about the 3 states of man, looking for lost dogs is more like a huntsman's work. But let's pay no mind to that.
That would be kind of you.
I knew you'd be...
What? Oh, with a cup, of course.
You're not the fella who's supposed to carry the sacks.
Ooh.
A large beer for
Isn't
me.
half heavy. Oh.
I'm not going to make you guys watch this, so I will be back when I am done with this.
It was their own fault.
What do you mean? They attacked themselves? What the fuck are you trying to say?
Everyone knows it's dangerous around Trusky. Making camp in such an unprotected place is suicide.
Where else were they supposed to make camp, smart-ass?
Somewhere in the rocks, maybe. Not out in the open by the pond. Only a fool would do that.
Stop insulting our dead companions!
What dead companions? You think I'm gonna fall for that cock and bull story?
Pack it in, Henry. There's no point in arguing with this yokel. He fancies himself as a military strategist.
I don't believe a word you're saying. A weed like you surviving a fight against bandits even von Berghoff himself has trouble with?
Believe what you like, but I'm telling the truth. And in fact, I'm willing to overlook all your insults if you apologize right now. And invite me to that wedding.
Oh, you want to come to the wedding, do you? Huh. I'll give you a piece of advice, pal. If you can make yourself useful for the blacksmith or the miller, you'll get to the wedding. You'll see the glorious occasion, at least from a distance. And you can stop spouting your pathetic lies.
I am Sir Hans Capon, Lord of Perkstein, and I demand your immediate apology.
I am Sir Hans Capon, Lord of Perkstein. Sir Hans Capon, Lord of Perkstein. You're starting to bore me. You and your silly made-up name.
No apology, then. It looks like I'm going to have to teach you a lesson.
Oh, I'm so scared.
Didn't you hear? Apologize to him.
Oh, no. Reinforcements! I'm so scared! Take your numbskull friend and get out of our village. Right now!
I give you a chance to apologize, and you keep insulting me? Get ready to pick up your broken teeth with broken fingers!
Oh, I'd like to see that. Come on, then.
You scum!
In for an arse kicking, you piece of shit! Stop beating him! You shouldn't have fought with us, you bastard! Nice strike! Slice him up!
I'll beat you to a bloody pulp! Fucker!
Drown him! For us, fucker!
Hey! Get him! Let him have it!
What do you want?
Quickly! Nice hit! Come on then! Don't spare him! Unbelievable!
Take
that,
fucking scumbag!
You leave me no other choice.
Yeah! Don't spare him!
Slice him up! You know much for us, fucker. Yeah, don't spare him.
Zeig, was du drauf hast!
Now, we finish this!
Slice him up. Yeah, don't spare him.
AIs seem a lot more, like, conservative in their attacks in this game. before they
That
used to all
won't
just
work on
attack
me.
you all at once. They seem to like take their time. They really seem to take their time with fighting now. I don't know if this is only the case for peasantry or not peasantry, but like those kind of like unarmed people, you know, civilian stuff, or if it's everybody who does this. We'll have to see if bandits seem to actually fight like this as well.
Grab them vagabonds!
Bastards! This will cost you dearly.
Keep your mouth shut and don't make it worse.
What?
You behave like a spoilt brat.
How dare you speak...
You know, if you just shut up and done some work, we'd have coin by now and be on our way to the castle. But no, not his lordship.
You've got a nerve. If you hadn't have played the hero, we'd have been there long since, and I wouldn't have had to get you out of that mess.
Oh yeah, because this isn't a mess, is it?
Fuck off.
Shut up! Or you'll get a whipping too.
Just who the hell do you think you are? Well, nothing to say for yourself? Just as well. It's your fault we're in this fucking pillory.
I was just defending you. Should I have let that fop beat you senseless?
I only wanted him to apologise. I'd expect my right-hand man to argue my case a bit better.
What do you think I was trying to do? Ah, what an idiot I was to stand up for you.
And what good did it do? Fuck all! If it hadn't been for me, we wouldn't have even been in that tavern. We've been in the shit right from the start because you had to play at being the knight in shining underwear, saving damsels in distress.
I don't believe it. You're trying to put the blame on me? Just like that?
Who else is to blame? You're just a simple peasant who has no idea how the world works.
Oh, and our little prince knows all about it, doesn't he? You only left your uncle's a week ago. All you've known up to now is a tavern on Rat-Eye Green.
Now you've gone too far. I've had it up to here with you. With you and your pontificating. You were supposed to make sure nothing went wrong. And how did that turn out? It was me who had to save your life. You're fucking useless. You couldn't even keep an eye on your own mutt. Lost for words, are you? All right. Have it your way. We really have nothing more to say to each other.
Honestly, yeah. I mean, I am on Han's side in some sense here. He is obviously spoiled, but he is a noble, and it just seems ridiculous that this is happening to me. You know, it's like, you don't normally kill the nobles in warfare, and I would think that there would be some... I mean, he just looks like he is a nobleman anyways, even though he does reek, I'm sure, and he does look like crap. Not many normal civilians tend to, like, hold themselves in this way, so...
If I catch you again, I'm gonna skin
you
your
would
mouth
think that they would
alive.
at least take him in and, you know, try to confirm his story or whatever, so that's why I think that they know that it's Hans, or at least they suspect that it is him, and they're doing this on purpose for some reason. Although, if that is the case, then I'm surprised that they don't just throw him in prison.
Oh, shit. Right, where were we? Go on, get out of my sight.
What are we gonna do?
You can do as you like. You can go and carry sacks or dig latrines. I'll look after myself. I'll go and see Lord von Berghoff at the wedding. I bid you farewell.
Well, it looks like we are going to be free from hands for a while.
Bow in your shoes. I'd be glad to be rid of the good for nothing, eh? Yeah. Alright, off you go.
Yes, but he is entertaining. That's the thing. He can be annoying, but he is a fun character to have around. So, either way, we do need him to be gone in order to actually get the more sandbox, or not sandbox, but open world style. Crime and reputation. Oh, yes. So every one of your actions has consequences. If you commit crimes, the world around you and its people will react to them. What is a crime? Anything an honest Christian should avoid doing is considered a crime. You must not kill innocents, steal, break into people's houses, harm them, harm people or domestic animals, and you must not disturb peaceful lives. Consequences. If someone catches you committing a crime, they will report you to the guards or engage in a confrontation themselves. And even if you aren't caught red-handed, you still aren't safe. They may deduce it was you who did it. You can find your information about your reputation in the player reputation tab. Reputation affects how people treat you. If someone likes you, they'll greet you kindly, and merchants may even give you discounts. On the other hand, if they hate you, they may not even want to talk to you. You can improve this by completing tasks. You could make it worse by committing crimes and acting dishonestly. The way you behave also spreads amongst people. A bad reputation can always be remedied by paying an indulgence or a penitent pilgrimage. Yes, I do remember doing that, which can be imposed by a priest. If there's a lot of crime going on in an area, people will become more vigilant, arm themselves, and guards will call in reinforcements. Once things have been settled down, everything will return to normal.
I really do need to find some job. I'll find mutt
and
without
it appears
you.
we have gotten to the open world aspect now. So I think we can go ahead and go just about anywhere. As you can see, the map doesn't feel that large. Maybe it expands in time. Is this supposed to be Kudenberg? There's no way, right? That does not look that big. So maybe we actually haven't gone to the full open world. I'm not too sure. Maybe this is just how the map looks when there is not the fog of war, but we haven't actually found anything yet. So we'll have to see. Now, what do we have for... So, okay, we can go find Mutt. That may be one of the first things. So I did mention that I wasn't totally sure. Yes, okay, I'll talk to you in a minute. Okay, so I did mention that I wasn't sure if we were going to do all the side stuff first, or if we were going to go with the main quest. It seems to me that everything is kind of set up in a way where the main quest isn't, it doesn't feel urgent, you know? I don't feel like I have to...
Where are you going?
I don't feel like I have to actually go and do it right away. So we might... Oh, wait.
Just ignore me.
Okay.
What could I know?
I guess we'll take care of this really quick.
It's about...
What do you want?
What do you want from me?
I don't want anything from you.
Thank you.
I should actually be thanking you.
Who are you? Do I know you?
For what?
I've been begging for alms here for days, but I didn't make any real coin till today. And that's thanks to you. The scene you made brought out nearly all of Troskovitz.
I made a scene, yes.
You're welcome. At least it was good for something.
Oh well. Not many people can make such a strong first impression. But look on the bright side. Now things can only get better.
I suppose you're right about that.
Probably right. It doesn't get much worse than that. Unless somebody tries to kill me. Again.
You're still alive in one piece.
Okay, it doesn't seem like any of this
It's a
is
new
too
day
important,
and the
so...
sun is shining.
Basically,
Like Dunga
I do
always
think we'll
says,
do most of the
bruises
side
build
stuff
character.
before we go for the main quests. What is your name?
Hey, you.
And we will
What's your
basically
name, anyway?
just
What do
skip.
you do?
There is
I'm
like
Bara.
a
Just Bara.
because I
like you
pre-ordered,
know
I
your
did
way
get
around
kind
here
of like a
pretty
side
good.
quest. I've heard that
You're
the
from here, right?
reward there
I
is a
ain't.
little
I'm just
strong, so I
passing
think we'll
through.
go ahead and skip that for the moment. But otherwise,
You're
we're going to
something
try
like,
to do most of the
a
side stuff.
wanderer.
We'll probably go
Yeah.
for Mutt first. I think
usually
that's.
find work with
I
someone
have a
and
feeling
stay
that that
for
is
a
going to be
while,
a
and
very
once I save
roundabout
bit,
kind of
I
a
move
quest that's
on.
going to take a
Then
while.
why are you begging here?
So we'll try to get a
Sometimes I
horse
collect
first,
herds for the
which means we're
apothecary,
going to
or
need to
help
make
in the
some
tavern.
money.
But
I don't know
I'd
how
like
much
to go somewhere
horse is going to
else,
cost.
so
Maybe
I'm
we'll just try to
scraping
get
up whatever
pebbles.
I
Maybe we
can.
can
But
hopefully
on the
purchase
whole,
him.
you could say
I know
I'm
that
a
we will
traveller.
probably fail the
Or a
speech check that
nomad.
you have to
But
do
don't
for
say
that.
it too loud. The locals
But
don't take
yes.
kindly to them.
We'll just go ahead and skip the rest
Because
of this, I
they're-
think.
Like to see what they're
It doesn't
hiding.
You
really
can
seem
go-
like any of this is too important.
Where are you?
For work, they all with the city.
You said...
I'd like to go to Prague, but I don't know.
Aha.
Well, but I won't be.
Why exactly?
Why? I've been in the ship.
What do you want to...
I'll find something.
Don't get your hopes up.
You mean they? I appreciate.
I'm practically...
At least you're not walking.
Ah, very funny.
And what do you have in mind?
Yeah, so I think this is what it is. Sir Brunswick's armor. I think that is the thing that we're going to skip for the time being. Should I ask about it?
I could use some armor.
And
Well, yeah.
wow.
Uh,
Well,
Oh, I'd have to go stealing. I'm just gonna say
Thanks.
that we're not gonna
Well,
steal,
not
but we
push-
might go steal.
I really need something.
Hopefully,
to...
I still
I-
got
I-
the marker for it.
I have no money.
the hell. Here you go.
Wow.
Yeah.
Damn. I could use a horse.
Don't exaggerate.
Still, it would be faster.
There's a stud farm in Semi,
And which way is...
southwest from here. Not once you see the though.
Do you know where I'm...
Betty in the tavern.
I'm not going...
If you find.
My main concern is getting to that wedding in Semi.
Well, yeah.
How much time...
From so.
Hope... Do you know anything more about Tomcat?
They say he's a master swordsman, but a real joker too. He loves showing off to girls.
How does he show off for the...
With his muscles. He ricks. But to be fair to him, he Stanislav's.
And Tomcat...
And not just that, he crawled down to get it. And when he found the poor thing had a broken leg, he carried it on his back all the way home.
Where might I run into Tomcat?
In the camp by the tower. That is, by Rock Tower Pond. He watches the camp.
Should I watch out?
No, try not to stare.
Do you think Tomcat might teach me a few of his...
No offence.
I don't want to pull wagons, but if you...
Well,
Well, sure.
more like some trick he's got that our watch doesn't know.
Okay, it doesn't seem like any of this is even that important either. It's also another side quest, but it is for combat training, which will actually be good for us to probably get some of. Okay, so like I said, we will probably go ahead and start on some side quests. We will probably start that in the next episode. What we may do, this episode is going a little long, but that's okay. The last episode did as well, and that is totally fine. I'm thinking that these will all be very long episodes, and that will... I've heard that this game is exceptionally huge, like over 100 hours kind of huge, so if we're not doing 1 hour plus episodes, then it is going to take us months to finish this game. So we will probably at least try to do 1 hour episodes every day or every other day. That is my plan. We're going to try and basically harvest all of the herb stuffs around here, and we'll sell that. We'll try to equip ourselves. It looks like we are probably, yeah, we're hurting on equipment now. Looks like we do still have most of that stuff that we collected from before, though. That's nice of them. They put us in the stocks. We're just going to go with the best armor stuff. Now, one thing with armor in this game, as you can see, not only does it affect your armor ratings, but you will have things like conspicuousness, noise, and visibility. So we're not worrying too much about a sneak-based character, so we are just going to try to go for the best armor. Now, speed is also another thing you have to consider. But I'm not too concerned with that either. We just basically want to go for the best armor-based stuff. Now, another thing with equipment is that it can increase your skills. Now, at some point, it would be nice to get equipment that helps us with our speech skill, and have a set for that. So we would basically have our normal fighting gear, and then we would switch into stuff that is a little bit better for speech. When the time comes. So as you can see, we do have a decent amount of items here already. That is actually a lot. That is a lot. Okay. We need to find... Where is somebody that we can sell to? Okay, this looks like it would be a weapon shop of some kind. That is a tavern. And you just look for the signs, of course. I mean, nothing too fancy there. That is like any RPG, really. This is the trader. Okay. And is there anything else here that we can pick up in the meantime? This is why I wanted the at least 5 times gather, because it definitely cuts down on the time, and you have to get rid of the animation. I'm telling you, if you play this game for a long time, absolutely get the animation mod, which basically, when you normally do this, when you normally gather, you have to wait through like a 5 to 10 second animation every single time that you do it. And without the radius as well, you will be gathering for hours.
You can buy
literal
everything.
hours.
A few days.
And it is no fun at all, if you ask me. Did you have any? Oh, he had like a wagon tip over.
And where did the wagon tip?
On the roads near the cat. I can't tell you how much it's still.
Probably not. I'm gonna. Did you have
any
anything
valuables? You bet. Lord Simine ordered all
Precious
sorts
spices.
of delicacies. And for Taylor Bartishak, I was carrying expensive fabrics to make dress. If you only knew how much.
Okay.
Well,
maybe we can go find that. What's over there?
I wanted to. I'm not from here, and I'd like.
Ja, natürlich, you're not from here. Aber das ist also.
Okay, so yes, like I said, we are going to basically be trying to make some money, and then we will go and buy a horse, and that will probably be where we call it. If this hasn't gone on, if that doesn't take us more than a half an hour, maybe I will continue to try to get mud, but we'll probably do that next time.
Where can I? If you want, Herr von Berger does have it. We do not the grave once.
More explanation of
Can
where
I
things
zum
are.
Glück nicht, junger Mann. Oh, natürlich. There is Bartok, the apothecary.
What do you mean
by that?
Nichts weiter. Along the described guide. But of the three,
okay, that's
perhaps
where we can
only.
get
Is there
books and
anyone
things
else?
like that.
Rest of them.
Which, by the way, nobody is
Where do you go for
really
wares?
literate at these
What's the
times
closest
except
town?
for nobles, so
close
you
half of
actually
that one
have to
belongs
learn
to
how to
that
read,
one.
Is it
although it
far?
seems like this Henry
Does
already
anyone-
knows
I
how
do
to
not
read,
think-
which is good.
Is there
I'm
anything
glad
I should
they didn't
avoid?
make
Certainly.
that like
Stirring
an
up
optional
here in
thing.
the
I would
village.
prefer to know how to
understand.
read already.
That is all because of the
So
war.
otherwise
So
it is
you've
a
already
big
heard
pain to
about those
actually
ones.
learn
Every
how.
time I go to.
So the road.
Ja, das kann.
Okay, this is nothing really too
What do
interesting.
you have?
Let's just go ahead. Now we have the shop. So shop screen consists of 2 parts: the merchant's inventory for buying goods and Henry's inventory for selling them. Selected items to buy and sell are placed in your basket. Blah blah blah. The bottom bar will display information about the current transaction. You can then buy them. Yes, okay. And you can also haggle, which is also quite nice. Now, we just want to, at the moment, get rid of all these extras. We don't need an extra torch, for instance. We don't need... Wait, hold on. I thought I checked this already. Okay, I guess we're selling the... And this one also needs... Okay, so maybe that's what it is. Maybe this one just needs to be... cobbled or whatever. So we'll keep it for the moment though, just to make sure. And we'll get rid of the beggar's hose, we'll get rid of this vagrant's boots, we'll get rid of... We actually really don't need most of this foodstuffs either. Yeah, we don't really need most of it. We'll keep the mead maybe, just because that will help with health pretty well. Something that can be used for that. And things like bread we don't... Well, actually, we'll keep the bread. No, actually, I don't want to keep anything that has a low durability, really. Like things like even bacon and stuff like that. We'll get rid of that. We would only really want stuff that is going to last a long time. So things like dried perch, that last forever. Basically, any dried food will. I don't really want to worry about drying my own food either, if I can help it. And we're probably not going to make our own savior schnapps. This is not a very good thing to sell, but we're just going to do it because I don't really want to spend time on alchemy, so we're going to skip that. And that's why we are also selling all these alchemy ingredients. We are probably never going to actually make use of this. I'm just going to try to make enough money on its own, and hopefully that will work for us. And we'll just sell all of this. Okay, and bandages. We will try to keep a good amount of them, but we're going to get rid of these ones that are already pretty much falling apart. We also have a blacksmith kit, but we'll probably want a new one, because I don't think this one's going to last very much longer. Burger's hunting sword. Let's actually take a look. So, this one is quite a bit better. than the hunting sword we currently have, which we can actually just sell anyways, because we're not going to use it. They don't appear to have any bludgeons, but we will take these bolts. I do want to get a crossbow. So we're... Wait, hold on. So 49 is what we would get. Okay, 28. That's actually just fine by me. Can we also maybe try to get this Wanderer's Pouch? Having something to put things such as food, we would like to probably put our water in there maybe, or something like that. Maybe bandages. Bandages might be better. So we'll try to buy that. Now we're going to be paying 25, so that's not good. Okay, we need to get more things to sell first. Is there anything else here? We do want probably a spade at some point, because you can like rob graves and stuff like that. It's not a nice thing to do. But there is sometimes valuable things there. So we're just going to go ahead and haggle on this.
Let's talk about the...
Good.
Now, we don't have a very good speech skill. So basically, you just kind of set a price that you would like, and we will probably... Normally, it would be 28, so we're going to try to go for 32.
Satisfied? That's more like it.
Lower the price a little bit. We'll go to 30. And you'll convince... Okay, cool. So we received 30 groschen from that now. And we're just going to go back, and we'll just gather until we are completely full of items. And I will be back with you once I have done that. Okay, so back for a quick moment, and I think I mentioned already that nettles are pretty good of a thing to try to gather. I'm not totally sure if I did mention that. However, it is. And as you can see, there is a whole lot of them that just kind of run along. So anything that's like a wooded area of any kind, you will see a lot of them. And that makes it... So if you're kind of following along with the series, that is one thing to kind of keep in mind. Because, I mean, if you see any other kind of herbs, for sure, just gather those as well. But if you're really specifically looking to gather things to sell, nettles are a very good option, in my opinion, because like everything else, they pretty much cost the same amount, or make the same amount. So if you just kind of look around areas, you will find tons and tons and tons of nettles, and that makes it a lot easier to gather. And we are already overloaded, but I do not want to leave any of this stuff, leave any of it behind. So we are going to gather as much of it that's right here in this area really quickly, and we're going to head on back. And there is even more nettles right here. So as you can see, it is just, look at that, 29 nettles just like that. Of course, we do have the radius mod on, so that makes it a lot easier as well. So yeah, if you're going to use that mod especially, but either way,
what do you have for sale?
Nettles are just a very, very good option for making money. And we're going to go ahead and just sell this, and I also managed to get some honey as well. There was just some beehives going on, and it was free for the taking. There was no rob necessary, so we're going to sell all this stuff. Now, I might be wrong. Okay, you can actually just press the W key to sell everything. There we go, that is a lot easier. Oh, there's only one sage. Alright, Thistle, Valerian, and this is going to, look at that, 91 gold. Groschen, whatever you want to call it. That is good for us. We will buy this Wanderer's Pouch, and we also want... I don't think we really need anything else. If there is anything that is infinite durability, I don't really want to carry beer, though. Something like dried beef, yes. Something like that's cheap, but never expires. Because having that, we could actually just keep the honey. What is that on nutrition? Oh, 31. Okay, we're gonna keep the honey that we just got then. How do I completely take it off? Oh, remove from basket. Okay. E? Oh, okay. So you, hold on. So you go like this and take it all off. Okay. And then we could actually just buy some honey, but I think what the honey that we have is actually going to be perfectly enough for us. So what we're also going to do, okay, the scrolling by hand there is kind of a pain. We're going to take a spade. I think we got given a lockpick, so we actually don't need one right now. It might be good to have, but what we do want, which kit did we have? Blacksmith, okay. Should we sell this one and maybe get a new one? It's 0.7 worth, and a new one would be 53. Okay, we're gonna try not to do it then, but we will want a cobbler's kit, and we will also want an armorer's kit at some point. But right now, at least, this is all we can actually do. So we're gonna go ahead and haggle.
I'd like to discuss the price.
And
Naturally.
it's gonna be 15 gold or groschen normally. We're gonna try to actually get.
How's this? That's quite
he
a
might
sum.
be upset with that. Okay, not too
Why?
bad. All right, so we actually
What did I do to
only
you?
have to give him 5. That is actually pretty good by me. Now we're gonna go back and just do the same thing. So I will be back with you when I have a full inventory again. And really quickly, I am just gonna check on this again. Okay, so we could try and actually cobble on that. So cobbler's kit, as you can see, you just basically. Okay, so wait, hold on. We can only do it with the. We can only do it with. Okay, it's probably the armor's one then, I guess, that we would have to use it on. Or use on it. I'm just going to assume that this one's better for now. And we'll check on it later. I managed to already find a big, area filled with all these nettles. As you can see, we've already gotten 140 just like that. Doing pretty good. Okay, so I am back, and I am a little bit over encumbered here because I am getting greedy and I'm just gathering everything on my way back to the trader. Now there is a guy right here. He's a carpenter, and I think he probably sells some stuff that we might want as well. So we may end up trying to do a few more of these inventories. He has a work axe. I don't really care too much about that, although it is pretty good on the swing, but it's not as good as a blunt weapon. I would like to go with the blunt. Would be quite nice. He has shields, though. Even just getting a really weak shield here would actually be super nice. What is it? Are they all the same stats? They are. Okay. That might be nice. And he has a crossbow. Ooh. Either one of these would be awesome to go ahead and grab. Did we end up getting those bolts? We did. Okay, and I need to also equip this. Need to not forget that. And he has a marksman kit as well, so we're gonna try to get that. Ooh, he has dice. Are any of these good? Holy Trinity is usually pretty good. So I did poorly explain as well the dice. I'll try to explain it the next time we actually play. It's a little easier to actually show you guys how to play it better. Basically ones, and you can get all these balanced dices that are made to be rigged. I can't imagine that people were like thrilled about this. Wouldn't they just like have house die and like everybody has to use the same ones? You would think. Instead, everybody's allowed to cheat by having loaded die. I'm sure that was also pretty common in like house games, but you would think if people were gambling that they would be a little more intelligent about it, but who knows. Anyways, dice like Holy Trinity dice are usually pretty good. Okay, so this one actually rolls 3s. Okay, the ones that you want are ones that load up the 1s and the 5s are typically the best way to actually win. So otherwise, that seems to be all here. We basically just want to try to get a shield if possible. I don't know if we're necessarily gonna need it with a mace, but it would be good to have. And an old field crossbow would also be superb. That is gonna be expensive overall, but if we can make it happen, then we would be set up pretty well right here at the early game. So we're going to try to do it. Each one of these inventories is making us a fair amount of money, so I don't think it should be too difficult, actually, to be able to afford everything that we need. What is that? Maybe we need, like, another 150 gold. Should get it for us. So, let's go ahead. Well, actually, it'd be about 200, actually, but either way. So we'll go ahead, and we're going to sell all of this stuff again. Won't make you watch it every time. Okay, and 95 groschen is what we can actually get from this. Now, I did go ahead and put that miner's hood on, so we'll just sell this beggar's one. It's only 0.1, but it is something. Now, the only other thing we need from this guy, go down. Well, let me scroll. The scroll bar is kind of annoying. Armorer's kit. That is all we need here, I believe. Yes. Okay, so, Hagel.
Worried about the price.
Good.
haggle. We'll try to go for 55.
You accept? That's more like 9. So I'm done.
Oh, wow, he actually was super upset about that. Okay, we'll just close the deal then. That's fine. A little bit of a reputation loss if you fail to haggle like that, but that is just something that we'll have to deal with. So I'm going to do at least one more inventory, probably 2 more. So I'm not going to make you watch that at all. I'll just go ahead and do both, and I'll get back with you once we have about 200 groschen. Okay, so we are back, and the only reason I am not skipping even further forward is because we did get some further perk points. So I did want to go ahead and look at those with you guys. So nourishment will decrease 30% slower. Actually seems very, very good. That actually, yes, should be very good. In other words, you will last longer without food before hunger starts bothering you. Normally I would just keep that because I like hearing Henry say that he is feeling quite hungry, but it's not the most important thing. So Silver Tongue, this is another good one. We get a +4 speech bonus whenever we are haggling. That will be quite nice to get a little bit more money. Maybe Polished Wares may have been a little bit better because if we get good condition equipment, then we could sell them for a little bit better, but usually the equipment you get tends to be a little bit damaged. Now, when collecting herbs, you'll also gain a small amount of experience and strength skill. This is going to be important for us. We're going to take it. What else looks particularly good here? When in the forest, your scent will be halved, your stamina will recover 15% faster, your strength, vitality, and agility will... Wow, this is just great. Anytime you're in the forest, you are much better. Okay, faster flying bolts sounds pretty good. I would normally not have taken anything like this in the first game, but with crossbows, they fly faster, travel farther, and have more penetration, all bolts, so that actually seems pretty good. Shots to the chest, having better damage, would actually be pretty good, but small chance to find an additional herb or a small treasure. Now, this only seems like it counts for herbs and not necessarily all alchemy ingredients, but that seems pretty good as well. Master Cook, we don't really need that. Flower Power is quite nice because it increases your charisma by just having 30 fresh or dried herbs, but they have to be herbs and they can't just be anything. That's the only problem with it. And I'm not very good at what actually counts as an herb in this game. It is not always entirely clear. To me, anyways. I mean, obviously these are not herbs. These are flowers. I think nettle would also count as a flower, really? Or not a flower, but just like a... Maybe it does count as a... Yeah, I'm not too sure about that. However, I don't really want to use a perk point if it's not going to be a good choice, so I think that's all we can really do for the moment. Okay, now, we do have about 220 groschen, so I think this is probably enough for the immediate. We will go over to the stable area and end up gathering a little more, but I think I've mostly gathered most of the spots. It seems like things do grow back rather quickly. We will gather a little bit of stuff just on the way over to this guy. This should be enough to get this stuff, and we just need to make them groschen that we need for a horse. And we will take... The most important thing is the field crossbow, so we'll take that. And that's going to be 69. And we will take this marksman's kit as well, so we can actually fix it up if it gets damaged. And we will also take a heater shield. Which color should we go for? Is there... Okay. I think that red's a little off. I'm not too big of a fan of the black on this Henry, but it looks like the best for now, so we're gonna go with it. And that at least gives us some form, so it's gonna be 100. Okay, that's not bad at all. Shouldn't that be a lot? Am I selling something to him? Okay, lousy gambler's die. It's quite noticeably unbalanced. Do we even need it then? I'm a little confused. Why is this only 100? Oh, I didn't select. That would probably help. Okay. That was confusing me. Okay, 216.
Let's talk
yes,
about
that's
the pure.
That's a lot more what I was expecting here. Aye, you'll go. Okay, 205. We can do that. And I'm going to gather a little bit of nettles here. And it's time to start making our way. We're going to start making our way to... We may want to come back for these other quest tips and stuff like that. We'll probably do that much later, though. I think these are just mostly... They're not... I don't think they're Radiant quests exactly, but they are kind of generic. So this is where that stable is, as far as I know. And Mutt, we have to start seeking for him over here. Now, the only thing I'm not too sure of, I don't know if there's actually going to be a trader here. Hopefully there will be one here. So we're just going to go find out what the actual amount that we're going to need. And at that point... Oh, we need to equip this as well. At that point is when we will go and probably gather some more things and sell it in order to pay for our new horse. Okay, that all is set up now. I do just want to make sure everything is all nice and repaired, because while we are out, we could get attacked at any point by bandits, and we want to be ready for that. Okay, I need to make sure I'm not actually pulling out my weapon in the middle of the town. The guards will not be happy about that. Bunch of cabbages. Alright, let's go ahead and head out now. We are going to we'll gather anything on the way that looks interesting. And like I said, nettles, so one way to get them is definitely around houses and things like that, but you can also just find them on any really hilly area. Tends to have them as well. Or like just in between like cracks. Usually there would be like a little bit somewhere right here, but there doesn't seem to be this time. That's okay though. And yeah, just kind of all over the places where you can find nettles, basically. That is why I like looking for them specifically, because they are very distinct, whereas some of these other flowers, there are flowers that look just like them, like from far away that looked kind of like chamomile. Luckily there was actually chamomile there. But that is all we're going to gather for the moment. Maybe if I just see a big patch like that, like Marigold, that was 35 of them. But I don't want to gather too many, because if we do end up getting in a fight here, I would like to be able to loot and not have to drop anything. So that is the one thing, is that these herbs are very heavy for the price. They basically weigh the exact same amount as how much grosh you would get. So basically 0.1 is how much they weigh, 0.1 is how much you can actually sell them for. So typically armor is a lot better of a use of your inventory space. And we are not sticking to the path because we are on foot. When you are using a horse, I highly recommend sticking to the paths as much as possible. This is Bohemia, okay? And it is very, very rocky and hilly, and you can easily get yourself thrown off a cliff or stuck and having to go a majorly amount around in order to get to a place. And even when you are on foot like this, I would highly recommend sticking to paths if they are going in your immediate direction. Like, now we're veering off of that one because it was kind of going around too much. But for the most part, stick to paths if you can, basically. It's not really like Skyrim. You can try to jump up cliffs if you would like. It's very difficult. It's very difficult. And you can even run into impassable terrain like bushes and things like that you just cannot make it through. So, would not really recommend. And as well as that, even though sticking to paths can get you into more fights because that is where bandits are going to stick to, you can still end up just having so many issues off-road that honestly it would be a very good idea to just fight bandits if you have to, or run away from them once you have a horse. But once you're on foot, it can be better to stay off the paths just because you're less likely to get involved in fights overall. At least that's from my experience. It's possible that somebody knows much better and like, okay, maybe you do get into fights all the time. But as you can see, I haven't seen anybody. And I feel like I would have seen at least one party on the way here. But we've gotten pretty lucky so far. So we are almost there, luckily. And that is about all I've got for this moment. So I will speak to you once we get over to the stables. God be with you. Okay, so we've arrived in Semin, or Semin, however you want to pronounce it. I am absolutely going to butcher all sorts of pronunciations. And then there are some, like I called Hans, Capone. That is more of a joke rather than a mispronunciation. However, here we are at the groom, and we're going to talk to him, and we are going to try to get Pebbles here for free, but I'm assuming it's not going to work. Oh, wait, hold on. Hold on, wait. What? Do I have to find him first? Which one? Oh, yeah,
wait,
that's you.
What did I do to you?
It's been a while. I forgot what you looked like. I guess I walked right past you.
I thought they killed you down by that pond.
Oh, we can just trade with him immediately. And let's see what his wares look like. Okay, he does have some nice comparisons and things. That looks really nice. This one, both of these actually look pretty nice. Okay.
Take care then, and thanks for nothing.
Chat? No, talk.
What can I do? That grey horse you have grazing here is mine.
What do you mean yours? I bought it fair and square. I admit, it was only for a few groschen from some... But that horse, so it belongs to me now.
Should I tell him to be reasonable or take a good look at me? I'm just gonna say
she's my horse in the retinue.
Right. You happen... Does it have... It does
not... I
not...
have a feeling this isn't gonna work for us.
Who sold it? I told some...
What did he look?
You're a bit... He had black and it's... But I couldn't...
Well, it looks
look,
like
it's just
reasonable.
One. What do you mean? I sell horse.
Ah, well, a horse.
It makes a difference.
Oh, well.
I knew it. And reputation loss.
Look at me.
Let's see if this works.
And what you say?
A
yeah,
fine.
Okay.
That's more...
Okay, so we'll have to end up haggling with him.
I changed my mind.
It's 150, so at least we know how much it costs now. And I'm assuming every single other one of these is going to be more expensive. Now, if you steal a horse, you can do that, but you can only use them for transportation, unless something changed and they made it so that you can end up calling them later, which I hope they did, but I don't want to test it right now. But I think that was a kind of a terrible choice. Yes, it makes sense that if you steal a horse, it's going to be registered as stolen, and yeah, sure, somebody might see like a brand on them, and then they'll try to arrest you. However, it doesn't make much sense to me. Like, that is our horse. We should be able to steal Pebbles, and he will come to me if I were to call him. But as far as I know, that is not how it works, and I don't really want to take the chance. So what? Let's see. Is there? Okay, it doesn't at least show a marker yet. Hopefully there is somebody that we can sell these herbs to around here. I don't want to pick any more up until I know for sure. If there is, it's probably going to be over here. Okay, this is a produce. Maybe this guy will... maybe they will buy it? I do not remember what people buy what.
Show me your wares.
Exactly. Okay, cool. So we can sell all this stuff here. That is good. And I'm just going to sell all this and see what we get. 40. Okay. That is something. That is something. Now, we don't have anything else, of course, that we can sell, so we're just going to haggle.
A word about the price.
Sure.
Do we have it?
That sounds real. You see?
Okay, we got 40 point5s now. We need... In total, we need about 95 more groschen, and then we can go, and we could probably only go with like 90, and we should be able to actually haggle him down, but I just want to get the full amount. So I am going to, once again, go and harvest any amount of alchemy ingredients that I can find. Okay, so now we did get another perk. We're going to probably go, let's see. Pack mule would be good to have that extra 12 pounds. Strength will make it easier to win fights in the clinch because it will be harder for your opponents to react to your actions. That could actually be pretty good. But I really like pack mule just to have that extra carry capacity. And this one actually also gives us the 8 plus that lack of debuff to your stamina when you are carrying somebody, like a person. That could be good as well, but I think we're going to go for the pack mule at first. And survival. What else is here? Oh. Oh, this is like the upgraded version of that other one we got. Okay. We'll take that for sure. The effects of the Leshy and Leshy perks will now apply not only in the forest, but in any... Oh, wow. Oh my goodness, those are, that's looking like an OP selection right there. If you hit your target, we already looked at that one. I don't think we're going to do much cooking, so we're not going to go with that one. We'll go ahead and keep the rest of our perk points for the moment, I think. And just to notify you guys, if you are planning on, or if you've been following along so far and are planning to do things similarly to me, I would strongly recommend staying at whatever that previous town was even called, which I don't remember already. Troskowitz, whatever. I would stay there and gather everything that you can from there and try to get yourself the extra amount of groschen you need, because this place is a little bit more dry than Troskowitz, and yeah, I mean, there is some things, but I am having to go much farther in order to get it, so it is up to you, of course, but I would do the gathering there and get the money that you need first. Another thing, I do strongly recommend that you actually make use of these troughs whenever possible, because the thing is, if you look like crap, then that will actually make people's opinions of you generally a little bit worse. I don't know if it always affects haggling, but I think it does for the most part, so you will want to clean yourself up when you can, so that hopefully people don't think that you are a bum and that you are not worth paying much attention and mind to. So we're gonna go ahead and sell all this now, and hopefully this is getting us pretty close now. I don't want to be doing this for much longer if I can help it. Okay, 88. It's pretty good. Do they have the money to actually pay? Oh, they don't. Oh no, they don't even have enough money for me. So yes, definitely stay where you were before. Would be much better. And there's nothing really that we need besides money. So, okay, I guess all we can really do is remove. Keep removing, I suppose. Okay, we can definitely sell a little bit of this still. We'll add another 22. Okay, actually we need to remove because we can haggle them further. Okay, so 16. Haggle.
I'd like to do some...
Sure.
They have 16.7.
Do you accept?
We're nearly... Finally. Thanks. And have a nice day.
Okay, so now we need to figure out what to do with the rest of the stuff. Is there anybody else who counts as a trader around here? This is going to... Yeah, no, this isn't going to work. Nope, he's a saddler. He's not going to be willing to buy any of my stuff. Pretty sure. We'll check anyways, because maybe he has something that's useful. Not so much at the moment. No. Okay. Yeah, this is not great. So we may have to call it here, because I'm going to have to actually make my way probably back to Troskowitz, or maybe over here. This is a little bit closer. Maybe I can check that. Or even here. This is actually pretty close, and it may have something. And we can also go ahead and, I guess, take care of that little quest item. But we will do that in the next episode. So, as you can see, we are, Henry is making his way up slowly. We are going to just be taking care of a bunch of quests and hopefully getting our dang horse back. That would be nice. This actually would have been a lot easier if we had just had the horse. And you basically only had to do a very small prologue, and then you immediately had a horse in the first game. So it's kind of actually a little bit annoying that we are not allowed to have our literal horse that we already own. We aren't allowed to just have him back. It's somewhat disappointing. But either way, I am very much enjoying this game overall so far, either way. I mean, the gameplay itself so far looks amazing. We'll have to see what it looks like once we have more fighting experience. Yeah, I should probably put that away, but it kind of intimidates people. But we'll see once we get into more combat situations how that actually plays out. I think it's going to go very, very well, though. It's a little simpler. We'll get through some combos and things like that. combos are very, very good to actually know and to actually do whenever you can. It seems like they will be a lot easier too, because there is one less directional to actually worry about. But we will just have to see, because combos can be a little bit difficult to actually pull off constantly. You have to have, well, you have to have a good sensitivity on your mouse and everything like that to actually be able to directional properly and everything like that. But I'm not going to make you guys watch this next trip, so at the beginning of the next episode you will see me actually at our destination one way or the other. So I thank you guys very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.